Hello, boys and girls. Let's start our lesson. And today, the theme of our lesson is 2D games. Have you known about these types of games? Have you heard about it? Now, and in this lesson, we will read the text about it, watch the video, and also we will take computer accessories and gadgets. Now, open your students' books on page 40. Let's start with exercise 1A. Now look at the pictures. There are computer accessories and gadgets. Now listen and repeat.
Speakers, headphones, tablet, games console, smartphone, keyboard, monitor, mouse.
Now that's all. I think you know about these computer accessories and gadgets and we use all of them, yes? Now, and also in exercise 3, there is a text, The World of 2D Gaming. And you should read this text and complete the gaps. Now look at the gaps with suitable sentences from exercise 3, page 40. Now, and first of all, this text is about how we make 2D games, about heroes, about history of these games, about differences between 2D and 3D games, and why 2D games is returning nowadays. And first of all, I want you to watch the video about 2D games.
The world of 2D gaming. You may think that games with 2D computer graphics are a thing of the past, but these cartoon-like games are making a surprise comeback. In the 1970s and 1980s, there were no consoles to play your favorite 2D games on in the comfort of your own home. People went to amusement arcades to play on game machines. There, they defended the Earth from alien spaceships or bounced around in platform games. In these games, the characters run left or right across the screen, leaping from one platform to the next. The arcade video games may seem simplistic compared to today's complex open-world adventures, but these games captured the imagination of a whole generation of gamers. In the 1980s and 90s, programmers began developing games with 3D computer graphics. These were more realistic and allowed the players more freedom to explore the virtual world. New games consoles used all the power of newer technology to create open-world games with immersive gameplay. It seemed that the days of 2D gaming were over. However, as smartphones became the must-have gadget for the new millennium, designers were looking for games that could be played on them. 2D games were cheaper to produce and didn't require as much computer memory. That meant that they were more suitable for handheld devices. With the rise in popularity of old games, console makers have released modern versions of old 2D consoles that are sold as collector's items, and new games are still being produced. So, while excellent graphics and complex gameplay are a must for any serious gamer, it seems there's still a place in their hearts for simpler games of the past.
That's all. Have you understood? What about the video? Now, and also today we will take a grammar theme, quantifies. Now, today we will revise. We use lots of impositive sentences with plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. We omit of where lots are not followed by a noun. For example,
the baker makes a lot of bread every day. She bakes a lot because she has lots of customers.
okay, we use a lot of with both countable nouns and uncountable nouns.
Watch
It
the
doesn't
marvelous
matter. Now, they makes a lot of bread. A lot of bread. Bread is uncountable. Lots of customers. Customers is countable nouns. We use it in plural form. And a lot we use without of because there is no noun after a lot. If it is no noun, we use a lot only. We use much and many in negative sentences. Much goes before uncountable nouns and many goes before plural countable nouns. For example,
She isn't going to make much juice, so she doesn't need many oranges. 2 are enough.
much juice we use with uncountable nouns because juice is uncountable, much juice, and many oranges. Oranges is countable nouns, and we use many. And the next is we use how much and how many in interrogative sentence. For example, we want to know how many, how much. We use how much with uncountable nouns. For example, how much beef do you need? Beef is uncountable noun. And we use how many with countable nouns in the plural. Remember, don't forget how many cheeseburgers did they order. Cheeseburgers is countable noun and we use how many. The next is too many can be used with plural countable nouns and has a negative meaning. It shows that there is more of something than is wanted or needed. So many, too many. For example, there are too many eggs in the basket. They might break. Too many. Look at the picture. Too many. And that too much can be used with uncountable nouns and has a negative meaning. It shows that there is some of something that is wanted or needed. For example, he is making a mess because there is too much pasta in the bowl. Look at the picture. Too much. The next is we use a few with plural countable nouns. Remember it. A few means not many, but enough. Not so many. Few means hardly any, almost none. It is used after very for emphasis. For example, we have got a few eggs to make an omelette for the both of us, but very few mushrooms to put in it. Look at the picture. A few eggs. For example, 6 eggs. The next is we use a little with uncountable nouns. A little means not much but enough. For example, my favorite breakfast is waffles topped in a little jam and very little cream. Look at the picture, there is not so much jam, a little. We use aren't any, are no with countable nouns. For example, there aren't any eggs in the egg box. There are no eggs in the egg box. Now look at the picture. There are no eggs. And we use isn't any, is no with uncountable nouns. Look, with countable we use are, with uncountable is. There isn't any milk in the carton. Look at the picture. And the next we use any in the negative and interrogative. We use some in the interrogative with offers. For example, would you like some ketchup for your chips? We use some in interrogative because we offer something. Would you like some coffee, for example? No, I don't want any ketchup. It is negative sentence. Don't, and we use any. Don't use some. And do you have any mustard instead? It is also interrogative sentence. Now that's all. Do exercise 7. Choose the correct words. Any or some, few or little, a lot of, much, many, much, many, and any, some. That's all for today. Thank you for the attention. Goodbye.